In the secret back rooms of the local bike shop, I find something special. Actually, I found it in the basement. They have a basement right below us where they keep, it's kind of the dungeon, so to speak, for bikes. And look at this. Now, I knew the Schwinn Aluminum Comp existed from about 2016 to obviously 2020 when we got the really good aluminum comp. But this I had never seen. And it was an aluminum comp. At first I started thinking, you know, Schwinn used to be in bike shops. And when I start looking just over this, I start seeing some things, not that. I start seeing some things that make me wonder if this was one of the bike shop Schwinns. Well, so I asked. I reached out to Pacific Cycle, a contact there, and they were able to tell me that this is from 2008, and it was a Walmart Schwinn, a Walmart aluminum comp. So aluminum comp has been in Walmart that long. This one though, 26-inch wheels. I've only known 27.5 for the aluminum comp, but this a 26er. So let's just kind of look over this. Put that off to the side. I'll pick that up later. The bars, I mean, you look, we're getting the old stuff. Because, you know, back 2008, big box bikes, well, they had a stigma. They weren't what we have today, what I think we've helped build on this channel. But this is the old school stuff. Okay, they're not as wide as, at least I was seeing them, I guess because the bike's so small. 24.5 inches. I'll have to do the millimeter conversions on that and put it on your screen. But we used to have those 620, 625 bars. See how close that is. But it's definitely the thin diameter. But look at the stem. And this isn't the traditional old big box bike stem. And more importantly, 2008. 2008, this aluminum comp had a threadless headset. Back then, it was almost always quill stems. So let's just follow this down. Actually, let's go back up to the top here. The grips, apparently these have been around for quite a while. I'm assuming they're original to this bike based on the consistent amount of green algae that we see everywhere. But look at that. This design grip's been around for a while. The brake levers, look at this. Integrated. This is the Shimano Easy Fire system. My preferred trigger shifter for years and years. My very first Trek had these, and that was back in 2001, 2003, something like that. So 2008, Schwinn's at Walmart had something that I didn't see stuff like this until we started doing videos. I mean, it was a little cheap stuff. This is a good shifter for this bike. I don't know what it cost, but I can only assume it was Walmart priced affordably, but kind of a little shock there that we have a threadless headset. We've got a Shimano Easy Fire trigger system and 7, so the 21 speeds, you know, that was the bane of our existence. We'll get down to that. I don't know if the paint has just worn off of that or what, but kind of looks cool, but it looks like maybe just the paint's worn off. At least it looks good. Moving down, you know, no tapered head tubes. That didn't happen until 2020, but look at this fork. This surprised me. That's an SR Sun Tour in all that algae. Does have little boots. That was kind of a thing back then, but an SR Sun Tour fork. Look, when did the big box bikes regress away from a Sun Tour back then and to the generic forks that we got before we basically lobbied to get back to something usable? Because I can only assume back in 2008, this was pretty good. So what happened? I don't know, a little shocking, but this does have rim brakes, the rim brake channel, these little tires, knobbies, but they're so degraded. I don't know if I can even find the size. I had to move to the back tire to find this and bend this out. These are 26 by 2.0 and quick release. Just up front, some cool stuff. And then we move down to the drivetrain. Plastic pedals, you know, I doubt these are factory. VT from, oh, well, I don't know, they're pretty chewed up. Could be, but look at this. An SR Sun Tour crankset up front. Now this is a 3x, and I wonder if this derailleur is a Shimano. Doesn't look like that's branded, so something consistent there. Remember, we never saw branded derailleurs up on the front, but the crankset, that's our Sun Tour. Impressed there. Let's go to the back. Ah, the Tourney. You know, Tourney's been around a long time. Just recently got replaced by Q's, which is amazing. But Tourney, you know, it's a love-hate relationship with the Tourney. This one of the advanced Tourney models, not the basic. And you'll know the flat face if you watch my early videos talking about those. And look at this, a replaceable derailleur hanger for this. Look, I'm shook. I don't know what is going on here, but this is better than some of the stuff that was out in 2018 when I was grasping for straws for the best big box bike. Aluminum comp, aluminum tubing. I even like the look of this frame. It just looks cool. 3x up front. Back here, that derailleur, that Tourney derailleur, shifting through a 7-speed. We need that from the shifter. 14 to 28 tooth, the old basic standard freewheel. Remember when I used to upgrade these to a 14 to 34 tooth, and it just felt like, wow, so much more range, it's so much better. How far we have come since then. But apparently, based on some of the components we're seeing, we regressed a little bit at some point and then built back up. Rear rim brakes on this. Here's the rim surface. Yeah, nothing special there. That's all just standard big box stuff like it has always been. But look at this, a quick release seat post clamp. And this looks like an aluminum seat post. Let's see what size this is. This is a 27.2, about what I expected, but it's definitely aluminum. Does have the cheaper clamp system. A Schwinn branded saddle, padded. Seat tube guts, can't really see in there, but that's not heavy. Even that. Lightweight. Aluminum. We didn't see that. External cable routing, you know, we expected that. We didn't see it internal until 2020, but look at this. Could mount a brake caliper there. Make this a disc brake. Of course, different wheels would be required, but hey, you would take what you could get back then. Things are way different now. And just to back up, remember it was 2019 aluminum comp that I made into Project Comp, which was around from 2015, 2016 to 2019. They just called it the 2019. And then there was Project Comp V2 based off the 2020 aluminum comp, 12 years before Project Comp V2. And apparently it was pretty good bike back then. I wonder what these cost. That's the Schwinn Aluminum Comp from 2008. I reached out to Pacific Cycle and I found out that the aluminum comp has existed as a product as far back as 2002. And here's what it looked like back then. I don't know if there were any bikes that bridged this and the 2015 to 2019 comp called the 2019, but I do know we ended up with the 2020 and my Project Comp V2.2, which is super awesome, still being ridden today. If you know of any other aluminum comps, comment below. Maybe send them to my website if you have any pictures. But for now, what do you think? Aluminum comp, old school style, 2008. Thanks for watching and have a great day.